All right, guys. So in this video, I'm actually going to walk you through exactly how I built and have built my own chatting team, and why I did that. Because a lot of people, especially be at the beginning stages of running my own agency, we all rely on like chatting agencies, and we don't really know or understand how to really like scale. And this is why, if I had a video like this when I was starting out, like it would help me so fucking much. And I'm going to explain what the fuck I did, how it's helping us grow, and all that good stuff. So when I started, and one of the big reasons why you will want to actually set up your own team is because with chatting agencies, there's several problems. Like number one, if you have a specific way of chatting you want them to employ, they're unlikely to listen to you because they've been doing this for so long. There's this ego of like, oh, you're paying me, and I'm just here to make you money, so trust me, right? Secondly, is with costs, obviously. Like, yes, you're having to give anywhere from 20% to sometimes I've even seen 40, 50% of the girls overall, your models overall, um, income on OnlyFans, and you're passing that on to a chatting agency. And in some of my early cases, when I started, it was almost like my chatting agency were like my business partner. I was like, I'd make X amount a week because I invoice my girls every single week, and half of that money goes straight to the chatting agency. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm left with fucking nothing. And like, to be fair, it wasn't that bad when I started because we were getting results. But again, if your goal is to scale, hit bigger numbers, like as an agency owner, like 50K profit, 100K profit a month, 200K profit a month, 300, like 400. I've met people doing millions in this business as well. Um, they all have their own chatting teams. There's no chatting agencies here. Or they set up their own chatting agency because they understand how this business works. Do you know what I mean? And third, which is one of the most worrying things I noticed, is that the fan count of my models always fucking dropped. Like, I don't understand. I bring on a model, she come to me with like 4,000 paid fans, and then like 2, 3 months later, she's got like 1,000. And we're still making more money because the agency was good, but their approach was just very, very fucking aggressive. And it wasn't really focused on the whole relationship building aspect. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you what the fuck I did, or explain to you what the fuck I did to build my own team, fix all those issues, and get to the other side now where we're looking to scale and pass all our models onto this team and actually move forward. Because like I said, it's the biggest issue I had. So first things first, gotta hire your chatters. You gotta find your chatters. So first of all, you gotta create a good job post. Um, Obviously, how everyone makes job posts in this space, because I've come from a sales background, right? So like I understand hiring, what people look for, all that stuff. So that's what I'm bringing into this like business. And one of the big things was, let me think. Um, yeah, good job posts. So, like, when you're thinking of job posts, what I would strongly recommend you do is benefits, right? Think to yourself, what benefits are your chatters going to get from you? Is it like good commission, unlimited earnings, high traffic accounts, coaching, all that stuff, right? You need to actually lead with the benefits, because it's not just about what can you get, right? It's also about what do they get as well, right? Like, business is a value exchange in every part of business, right? Your client is a value exchange. Your models is a obviously models and clients, same thing, but it's all a value exchange. Your team is a value exchange. Um, Everything, every single relationship in life, for that fact, is a value exchange. So you need to, just as much as it's like you getting them to work for you 7 days a week, 8 to 12 hour days, you also have to highlight what they get, and it's not just money, right? That's one of the biggest things I feel like I changed differently. Was I'm not really focused on the money. I actually have to understand, well, in general, yes, it's stability people want, high earning incomes, unlimited potential. But also, when you start to interview, which is one of the later stages, you need to really understand who the fuck you're hiring and what do they want, right? Like I said, I come from a sales background, and sales is all about give people what they want. Um, and Yeah, it's all about understanding their needs and pains and problems. And so, like, whenever I'm hiring someone, it's not just about, okay, you earn X amount an hour or whatever. It's like, why the fuck are you here? Why did you apply? What do you want? Where do you want to be in the next 4 years? Like, what is it deeper than just money, you know? And if I can give them that, they're going to stay with me for life. Like, that's exactly what I'm seeing now. So, uh, good job post number one. Now, second, what's after that? You need to find the right places to post. And there's no perfect place to post, to be honest with you. Telegram groups, like everywhere online, like whatever, like just get creative. Like I'm not gonna yeah, just get creative. Reddit, fucking all these different websites, Indeed, Fiverr, you name it. Like there's so many. I can't list them all. But the most important thing is not where you post. The most important thing is what you write on the post and the type of person you're trying to attract. Because that person, that chatter is everywhere, you know? Even referrals, like you might be in groups and people know chatters, you ask around, like who's the chat, like that's another source of getting traffic, right? So you got the job post, you get traffic. Now, what I did was I used several Google forms and tests to test each chatter. Um, each applicant. So it might just be basic work experience, English skills, all this other stuff. I'd just be testing. They pass that test, I send them another test. They pass that test, I send them another test. And then I and then I'd filter through the applicants, right? So after filtering the applicants, maybe I get like 500 people apply over the course of like a week and a half or two. After that, I look through the applicants. I have my criteria in terms of like what I need, like internet speed and all this other stuff. Like I whittled it down to a few. And then the ones I'm happy with after, you know, 2, 3 rounds of testing, I jump on an interview with them. And on that interview, it really depends on the individual. If they have experience as a chatter, like great, I'm gonna grill them on their experience and see how they think. If they don't have experience on the channel, I don't really care. I just need to know, are they hardworking? Are they coachable? You know, do they listen? Do they actually care? Like, understand also deeper why are they looking for a chatting position now if they've never done it before? Um, and what that's going to do is help me understand, like, okay, is this person a good fit for me? Because you see, one of my biggest also changes in my business too is like, I'm never going to bring someone on ever, even models, team members for specific marketing channels, chatters, if I don't get on with you, if I don't see us being like friends or cool, I don't need you on the team. Like, I'm not desperate for people, right? And that's also a big mindset shift I had when it comes to actually building this business. It's like I want to actually fucking enjoy what I do. Like, I don't want to. Like, I was on the other day. I had a friend. It's calling me. It's like, "I don't really enjoy this business anymore. Should I quit?" I'm like, "Bro, if I built this company in a way that did not make me enjoy every single person that's in this team, like, on a personal level, I'm not fucking doing this," you know? And, like, you genuinely have to bring that into what you do. And I just don't feel, and this is the whole thing, like, it's the whole reason why I'm starting to, like, post more on YouTube and stuff. It's just because, like, I wanna bring more, um, like, a different perspective into not just OFM, sale, like, everything, like, different perspective into all of these things. And you're gonna see that in this video, like, because again, I haven't seen it anywhere else. So, you get to the interview stage, you got a few people. Now, before I actually and this again, this is one of the biggest things that I hated is because you see, join all these courses in the OFM space, right? Your Marcus Hustles, your like Dylan, like everybody, right? And listen to what they say. They're like, hire chatters, test them, and then see who's good. Like, bro, do that, and like you'll realize that the only people that stay will be chatters that have a lot of like, you know, a lot of experience, but their way of chatting is not gonna be like 10 out of 10. It's gonna be like 6, 5, 7, and for a few months, it's gonna work, like, you're gonna make money. But again, if we're talking about building an elite agency, which is what I'm on the path of really solidifying now, you that does not cut it. Why? Because this comes back to one of my biggest lessons I've learned in business. You cannot hire someone or expect someone to do something that you yourself can't do. So unless you've got the SOPs around chatting, how you chat, what they should be doing, when to send mass messages, how to build out scripts, how to follow up scripts, how to handle objections. If you don't have all of that shit planned out, you're setting yourself up for failure. And like nobody is fucking doing this. Nobody. No, I literally know one person who manages like a, um, you know, his own thing. Like I have only met one, like let's say, group of people, let's say, that actually talk about this, and nobody does that. Like they just say, yeah. Like I've paid so much money to learn how to build this business. Like for real, I had one guy I paid for one-on-one coaching. He's like, hi the chatters, just message them to ask them why they're not making sales, and then just be on their case. Like what the fuck, bro? Like you're not making money in this space. Like for real, this doesn't work. You have to treat each person like they don't fucking know anything when you hire them, and you need to train them from ground zero. So again, if you can't do that, if you don't have SOPs, don't hire. It's a waste of your time. You're wasting money. You're not going to build a business that actually makes a fuck ton of profit, right? And that's my biggest lesson. You know. Um, so now let's say you got people now that you're happy with, you get on well with, right? Now you're going to go through a set of training. You decide, you build out your SOPs. Like I'm not yeah, you build out your SOPs, you build out how do you chat, what scripts are, what your style of chatting is, how to sell, pricing structure, customs, all this shit, right? Now, you give them that, you they read it for like a couple days, you test them, and then if you're happy, you put them on a live account, and only then do they chat. Now, I don't just leave them too. This is something I personally do different. I actually chat with my chatters. So I get them to shadow me basically. Like they watch me for a day, they watch me for a week. I actually had the two chatters I have right now on one of my accounts that are the most consistent. The first week, they were like awful. Like I was like, fuck, like have I made a mistake now? Because I just left my chatting I'm slowly easing my way out of this chatting agency. I'm like, crap, have I made a mistake? Like, is this gonna work? Like, my income's dipping, and it was just a massive panic. But I just said to myself, listen, I cannot expect these guys to do what I can't do. And I'd never really chatted before. So I'm chatting, I'm doing all this stuff. Um, and I just realized, like, fuck, I'm actually pretty good. Like, I've never chatted in my life before. Um, I just understood some of these principles when it comes to selling and chatting, and implemented myself, made a few sales, converted some non-subscribers into subscribers as well, like handled all these difficult cases, made the fans feel like they were actually interacting with a real girl. Like if you embody these principles, like you do not need to have 2 years experience chatting. You don't need to have 4 years experience chatting. Like, I used to believe that there were some people that were just born, like just could chat. And again, I was speaking to another friend the other day. Like that was how I used to think, because this business, this Onlyfans agency, like I've been through maybe like 5 times trying to set up this thing, like literally. First time didn't work, second time didn't, third, like all of them didn't work. And like the fourth time I did this, I partnered up with someone who who was good at chatting, right? And I used to just be like, listen, bro, you do your thing, you know what you're doing. I'm not even gonna get into it. Because I believe that like he was like so much better than me. But I'll be so real. I personally think like me myself now with like 2 days of real chatting experience with the sales I've made on some of the, like we make a fuck ton of money, honestly. Um, like I'm a 10 times better chatter than that guy that I partnered up with my business like a two years ago. Um, and like yeah, if it's just so crazy, man. Like, I just realized that, yeah, we all have these beliefs and things that hold us back. But if you just boil things down to principles, like I'm trying to share in this video with you, you'll be fine. So you go through training with these chatters, and then, yeah, for the first week they're gonna suck. But the more you keep following up, the more you keep reminding them, you have to review their chats, you have to problem solve. Like if they're not making sales, why? Is they're not getting responses? Are they getting responses, but they're not selling, they're not shifting from normal conversation to selling properly? Are they not are they able to handle what happens when the first PPV is not bought? Are they moving from the first to the second PPV properly? Are they moving from the third to the fourth to the seventh? Like, what part of the funnel is things breaking? And then you have to create like bespoke training for them on that. I had one chatter, he's actually one of my favorite chatters now. I was like, "Bro, I'm showing you all this stuff, but I can just see and feel that you are too scared to say the wrong thing." Like, with again, this is one of the benefits of having so long in sales is like you can read people really well. I can see things pretty quickly, and I could see in this chatter, um, he was just too anxious, and so I sat him down. I was like, "Bro, let's fucking unpack this. What's going on? What's your fear?" Like, he had a fear of, like, not making enough sales and not being on the team and losing his job and all this other shit, and I was like, "Bro, let go of that fucking fear. If you follow exactly what I'm telling you, you're gonna make sales. The only thing stopping you is yourself from allowing yourself to think," you know? And we had all these real conversations together, and this is why, like, you have to work with people that you enjoy because on a real one, I'm just myself with everybody, Like, I'm not really gonna sugarcoat, like, who I am, and that's why I was able to like get so deep with him very quickly to break things down, and now he's like one of the most consistent chatters on my team. Like I can go to bed at night and not worry and just know that okay, these guys they're making money for me. We're scaling these models, and models are happy because they trained well, and I've really broken things down. Now, one of the things I'm going to work on moving forward is routines, habits, mindset, staying healthy, because that's what matters in the long game, right? Like, um, you genuinely, and I had another friend out here in Dubai who we were going to this club together, and so he's in the e-com space, and he's met so many people that do meals a month, like ridiculous like money a month, like 5 mil, 10 mil a month or more. And there was this one lady he met actually in Bali, and she was saying to him like, like I know every finite detail of my team. I know when they wake up, what they eat, blah 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 blah, like everything, like what they wear, all this shit, where they live, how much sunlight they get, blah blah blah. Like, and she took it to that extreme. Why? Because she's controlling all the variables that come into that affect performance. And this is one of the things I'm working on now and shifting is like I'm doing the same thing essentially. It's like because you can see a chatter can be consistent for like 5 days and then one day it's they're not consistent. Why? Maybe they need a day off. Maybe they didn't sleep well. Maybe they didn't do this. Maybe they didn't eat enough. Maybe they're not exercising enough. You have to literally treat people like you have to coach. If you genuinely want the results that you want, you have to coach them through everything. And that's why I personally believe that the highest forms of success in business come from those that have genuinely mastered being at rock bottom. Like the people that you see online that say they did 200K a month, 400, like a lot of them that are capping. A lot of people are capping. Like I've learned this the hard way, having invested in so many of these guys, being in these conversations with people, and the legit guys that also know this space pretty well. Um, Pretty much 80% of the space is just lying. Like you see someone saying, "Oh yeah, I do 250K a month." That's their inflow revenue, and they're on 50%. They're on 50% contracts with their models, so they're doing 100K a month, right? Agency gross, and then they got these expenses. They've got a chatting team. They're using a chatting agency, right? So now they're left with 50K a month, or let's say 70, and they've got a business partner that's all the way in like the States, and they're taking home 35, right? And they make most of the money from coaching. It's just like, bro, let's be real. How much money are you actually making? right? And there's just too many of these fucking clowns. Like I caught someone on Telegram using like some fake results. And he funnels traffic towards this Reddit group where he teaches people how to run Reddit. Um, and it was just like, yeah, there's just so much of this bullshit. So I mean, it's one of the downsides. Like, I don't know if I really love this space, but um, it is what it is. You just have to go in, treat this from first principles, hopefully use some of my videos to help you make more money. And yeah, like I said, I just hope that this has helped you. So like I said, job posts, um, I can't even remember what I said now. Job posts, filtering, interviews, training, live shadowing, and then maintenance, and then which is what I'm going into now, which is like goal setting, progression, optimizing your team, because you can only do the same thing every single day for so long. You need to find ways to gamify, make it more fun, set goals, set targets. You got to dangle the carrot in front of people so they can actually run towards it. Do you know what I mean? So you do all that stuff, you're gonna have a 10 out of 10 chatting team, That's what I've built, that's what I'm shifting into more now, and I'm pretty happy with how things are going. And if you do that at the same time as increase your traffic, you're making more money, and this business becomes so much easier. Like, this business is not that hard, let's be honest. Like, before, I used to think this business was difficult. I was like, what the fuck? How do I do it? Like, I'll be so honest with you guys. Like I said, it's 2025 now. I first got into this space in 2020, when one of the biggest influencers started shifting as well. 2022, 1 or something like that. Who knows? Been in and out ever since. And it's only the last, like, let's say, year that I've really doubled down and really, really like pressed super hard. And right now I've got a core base of models that I'm scaling. And it's just from a much healthier place. And I'm actually implementing all these lessons that I've learned. So maybe in future videos I'll walk through some of the other lessons on some of the different business I've run. But for now, this is how to really build a stellar chatting team. Um, and you should be able to get massive ratios. Like, I've got one model now where she does maybe like $400 in subs, which obviously we're growing. Like, she just, if I'm honest, she's come back from traveling, and now she's just starting to make content. So before, we had no content, no social media posts, whatever. $400 in subs, and she's making like 20 times that in messages and tips, and that's just from, or is it like 15 or something like that? I'll find the screenshot, but there's something like that. And like, the reason for that is because of how good the chats are, how good we're building relationships are, and how good are we at coming across like real girls. Like, that's the secret. If I had one chatting advice, it's like, go chat to girls in real life, like go game them, like, try, see them, be with them, relationships, sleep with them, whatever. And like, the process of speaking to girls and how they respond, put yourself in their head when you're chatting. Like, it's that fucking simple. Like, for me, in my head, I'm like, okay, I have this analogy, like, if I was this hot Russian girl, because I dated quite a few of them, and been in relationships with them, like, how would I be chatting? Like, what would I be saying? You know, how would I be responding? Like, and especially being in Dubai, you know how they, you know how they act, right? So, um, you just got to basically adopt the same mindsets moving forward. So you do that, I guarantee you're gonna succeed. I may make some like trainings or courses or whatever in the future. It's not my plan right now, but if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below. Message me on my Instagram. It's my full name, Ahmed Abdullah X, and um, I'm here. And like I said, my goal is just to shed some light on this space and just make it a lot easier for people to make money in. So that's all for this one. Like I said, any questions, you let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.